Well, it was a great team win, and I thought we started off a little sluggish, and I didn't think we played well in the first half. But then I thought we, came on in the second half and picked it up. I thought defensively we played really well. When you hold a team to 50 yards rushing and less than 200 total offense, I'm very pleased with that. I think Coach Lindsey and the defensive staff have, done an excellent job. Offensively, a little up and down. I thought we came on in the second half and played much better. And, the staff challenged those guys at halftime as far as being physical and executing. And I was pleased how we finished the game.
Most coaches, I guess all coaches, when we play their best in November, you probably wouldn't say you guys are playing your best yet, but are you trending in the right direction, you would think?
Yes, definitely. And we always talk about getting better, one week at a time, week by week. And I think we're seeing that. We're not making the strides that I would like to see as fast as I would like, but I have seen improvement in all three phases, offense, defense, and the kicking game. So we are improving. I'd just like to see us get a lot better, a lot faster. But, a win is a win, and, good, bad, or ugly, whatever it may be, we'll definitely take it.
Because we're so many weeks into the season, but you are playing so many younger guys, can you still blame youth, or or should they all be kind of grown up by now?
Blame youth on what, to win?
No, still not being where you want to be yet.
Yeah, no, that has something to do with it. But, after that first game, those guys, they're going to play. And they're not considered, freshmen anymore. We can't say, well, we have this many freshmen and so on and so forth. We're expecting the guys to play and play at a high level. But, like I said, experience has a lot to do with it. And I think those guys have grown up tremendously. And, we're excited about the future of this program.
You mentioned Coach Freddie earlier. How did that come about, him landing here on you getting him on the staff? Did you follow him much? He moved around different places. Did you guys have a relationship? So when you came here, was he one of the first guys you called?
Well, when he was in school at NC State, I was coaching over here. And that's when I first met him. And after he graduated, we got started with his career. And, when you're in this business and you follow people, and then you kind of listen to what other coaches have to say, and a lot of people spoke highly of him, and I knew he was a good person first and foremost, and following his career, I knew that he was a knowledgeable football coach. So when I got the job, I brought him in, and we sat down and got on the board and exchanged some ideas, and it's different ways to skin a cat. He had a couple ideas about this and I had a couple ideas about that. But I think with both of us, with our defensive minds, I think that we'll definitely play some good football around here. But I stay out of his way, and I give him and the defensive staff all the credit. Those guys do an outstanding job, and I stay out their way and let those guys work.
Is it kind of challenging at times to take off your defensive coordinator hat? You kind of stay out of the way sometimes when you want to get in there and kind of, hey, I did it this way. When I say I did it this way, but when I was a DC. I sat here and I saw this. It's kind of hard to take their hat off and kind of let them do their thing sometimes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I tell you, I learned from Tyrone Dawson Odoms, the head coach at Southern. He gave me an opportunity to be a defensive coordinator, and he let me coach, and I really appreciated that. And, he had his ideas, and we sat up, a lot of nights and would go back and forth with things. And at the end of the day, I made the decision, and Coach let me make that decision. So, coming here, that was one thing I was going to do, is let my coordinators work. And, we'll exchange some ideas and I'll make some suggestions. But at the end of the day, that's his defense. And, I'm really pleased with where we are defensively right now.
For the first time in 3 weeks, you're not facing a freshman quarterback. So you're facing a quarterback with a lot of experience. What kind of problems does Carter present for Norfolk State?
A lot. He's so dynamic, and if you look at how efficient he is, and I believe he's number one in total offense in the conference, and he does a really good job of keeping his eyes downfield, and he's so calm and keeps his composure in that pocket, and if nobody's open, now he's going to beat you with his legs, and he's just an outstanding athlete, and we have to do a good job this week like we did last week as far as with our pass rush lanes. And, balancing out the pass rush and keeping guys in front of them.
So on Saturday after
Yes,
the
sir.
game, when we talked about the win, one of the things that you were pleased with was that you noticed the team's growth. Was there anything particular that you saw on Saturday that made you say that?
But we were in a dogfight again in the first half, and we talked about when we come out, it's not about the X's and O's and everything like that, and us coming up with these great halftime adjustments. It was just about us coming out and being physical, and that was the biggest thing I preached at halftime was, we had to knock people off the ball, we had to win up front, and then in the skill positions we had to execute. We had quite a few drops in that first half that I think stopped drives. So I thought the receivers came out in the second half, did a little bit better job of catching that ball. But the biggest thing was us being physical.
We talked about the Norfolk State offense. What type of challenges does the defense present for the Spartans?
They're physical up front, and their D-line, they have one of probably the best looking D-lines in the conference. And they're very physical. They're going to load the box and stop the run and try to make you beat them throwing the ball. And they've caused a lot of people problems throughout the year. And I think all the conference games have been one possession games, except for A&T. That kind of got away from them a little bit. But they're a very good football team. They really are, and their record doesn't tell you how good they are. But it's going to be a tough game this Saturday.
Would it be homecoming week? Homecomings at HBCU campus is a little bit different than other places across the country. Is it hard to get your guys to focus and kind of lock in? Is there too many distractions or so many things going on that could be pulled in so many different directions?
They can be pulled, and there are a lot of distractions. And our the SGA here and the administration, they've done an outstanding job with all the events going on this week, and from the gospel concert on Sunday to the whatever's going on throughout the week. It's a lot of stuff going on. So we tell our guys, we want you to enjoy homecoming, but at the same time handle our business. And come Thursday, we're gonna go ahead and cut everything off, and those guys need to start getting some rest and really locking in. But you're right. The homecoming here is a little different from other places.
Being that you played and you're right into coaching, have you ever really been able to enjoy, really enjoy a homecoming?
No, I think my first year out after I graduated, I made that homecoming, and then obviously when I was back here coaching, I had an opportunity to enjoy the festivities on Saturday. But throughout the week we don't do anything, and then obviously Friday, we're trying to tuck the guys in bed and make sure that we have all of our things in order for Saturday. But
in the spring, you had a lot of guys back, a lot of lettermen back. You wanted to make sure they were a part of that day. They were on the field. You let some guys call plays. Do you have maybe a similar situation set up for homecoming for lettermen who are coming back to kind of be involved and mix and mingle with the guys?
I wanted to do something for homecoming, but it's just so much going on, and my focus is on winning this football game. So, next year we'll probably have something set up for those guys, and, we'll have another big event over the spring. But, sometimes you can kind of stretch yourself thin trying to do too much. And my number one responsibility is to win this football game Saturday. So that's where my focus is.
We'll have Darius Royston here later. I think I saw a video of someone, you put him on scholarship. Was that the right guy?
Yes.
Right before the season started. He's put up some crazy numbers the last 2 years. What made you want him, obviously besides his production, what made you want to go ahead for his last year to give him that full scholarship? And what kind of went into that process?
Well, when I got here, I couldn't believe he wasn't on full scholarship. A guy like that, excuse me, with his athletic ability and his character, that's the kind of guy that you want in your program. And he's an outstanding leader. He works hard. He doesn't say much. He leads by example. He's, has a great family. And, you just love to see guys like that excel and do big things. And I'm just so pleased to have him on the team. I'm pleased of where he is academically as well as athletically. And, that's the least I could have done was to give him a full scholarship.
Production-wise, how is he able to put up those numbers he puts up? He's playing defensive end.
Right.
Not really a huge, overwhelming guy, but he's playing the position pretty well. How is he able to get so many high numbers and tackles in the backfield?
Well, he put on probably about 15 pounds this offseason. I think, Coach TC did an outstanding job, developing those guys, this offseason. And then, it's a lot that goes into it. Coach Navarro, our D-line coach, has done an outstanding job with developing those young men. And then, schematically with Coach Lindsey, again, it's about mismatches and whether it's, twist games and things of that nature. to exploit, offensive linemen. And I think we've done an outstanding job with as far as the development of him, as well as putting him in position to make plays.
Is there something particular about his skill set that also contributes to that?
Well, he has twitch. He can bend, and he's tough, and he has a motor like none other. And he plays extremely hard. And when you have twitch and play hard, it's hard for those big guys to block you. And especially late in the game when they get tired, they don't want to bend. A lot of the big guys don't like to bend, and chase those guys around the corner. So in the fourth quarter is when he really turns it up, and I think that's when he takes advantage of people.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.